Hi, everyone. This is Andrew Fisher with the YMCA of the Okobojies, giving you a Igniting Healthy Legacy campaign update for February 2023. Start off by again saying thank you for all of your support in making this initiative possible over the past couple of years. And as I'll share with you this morning, a number of things are happening, both currently in construction as well as fundraising for this specific initiative. And so I want to start this morning by saying, you have an opportunity to check out the Igniting Healthy Legacy campaign webpage, as there's continuous updates in terms of visuals of construction projects, campaign overviews. I'll talk a little bit about that here in a moment, just in regards to how we are currently doing in construction as well as fundraising. But I would always encourage you, take some time, take a look, gives you an opportunity to see some progress that has happened through the campaign in terms of both physically as well as the financial aspect of the campaign as well. And so I guess with that, I'll start off just as a reminder, our Aquatic Center project has been completed, and we are in the process of wrapping up our home swim season here, as we've had over 75 kids participate on our local Barracuda swim team. And this coming weekend, February 11th, we'll be hosting our sectional swim meet for the YMCA, and so excited to do that. We already have nearly 40 kids qualified for the state swim meet in Marshalltown, and looking to get hopefully a few more set up here in the very near future. And so again, thank you for the support on this initiative to just do some measured physical improvements on the front end and back end of the Aquatic Center for the organization here. And so with that, I wanted to talk a little bit about where we're at fundraising wise before I talk about visuals for Camp Foster. As you received communication previously, we have been able to secure funding to complete phase one of our campaign, which, as a reminder, is retirement of long-term organizational debt, which will happen here in 2023. The Aquatic Center renovation that I briefly just touched on, as well as construction projects at Camp Foster, which is a renovation and expansion of the dining hall, and then the construction of the Airnasium project. And then lastly, the designated funds that were earmarked towards the organization's endowment to help ensure sustainability moving forward. And so, as we've communicated in the past, moving on into our phase two of the campaign, which centers around continued sustained growth in terms of our endowment, as well as now working towards the visitor center project as our next measurable campaign project. And so I'm excited to announce that we have been able to secure the funds to complete our $1 million endowment goal. And so in 2023, that will be coming to fruition, which is exciting for the organization's long-term health and just continual investment back into facilities in a different way rather than just a campaign. And so, as I mentioned, Visitor Center is our next project here for the organization and at Camp Foster. And in January, we were awarded a Strengthening Communities grant towards that project, and it's helped us to really jumpstart fundraising towards the next phase of the campaign. And so, again, we're looking at the Visitor Center project as our first key project as part of phase two. And then once that is completed, the renovation of Camp's current offices to become our new health lodge for Camp's services there, and that will open up additional cabin spaces as a entry point into more kids coming to camp as staffing allows. And so that is purely an update in terms of where things are at. And so, as you can see here, 42% of our phase two funding at this time has been completed as an overall aspect. We're at roughly 90% of where that's going, and having some good ongoing conversations about how we can look to finalize funding for phase two. Again, if you have questions about those specific projects, how you can get involved more with these upcoming projects, please don't hesitate to reach out and ask. Along with that, I want to share some updates in terms of Camp Foster in terms of our current construction projects. And so those of you that are in Northwest Iowa know that it's been a challenging winter for us in measured terms of December and January. And so I'll show you some construction photos here from a week or so ago, And I can also start off by saying the weather forecast for the next 2 weeks is looking very promising. And so we'll like to see a lot of movement here. And so with our Arinasium project, you can see that there is a lot of measured work that has been done. I can tell you that they will be setting the final trusses for the entry point of this facility here this week. And that project will continue to move forward and should be in a good place to be ready, fully ready for this year's summer camp. The dining hall project has taken a little bit bigger hit by the winter weather, just in terms of larger scale project, in terms of everything that goes into it. And so this is an aerial photo from a week or so ago where we had some snow the day before. And so that's where you're seeing some of the battles that the team has had in terms of getting everything framed out. I do know this week that the trusses will be set and the rest of the framing and sheeting will be done here in the next week or two to get this fully enclosed to continue to march towards June summer camp. And so with that, we know the weather is somewhat unpredictable in terms of what it can throw at us in the construction timeframes. And so we're working with our contractors on just a number of phased approaches to make sure that we can operate summer camp in a safe, successful way this summer. And so the kitchen aspect of this project, which is this top floor here, is really our priority at this point, is getting that completed, enclosed, ready to rock and roll for summer, to be able to continue to operate camp just as we have previously in an even better way, as we still have our dining spaces that we've had. And then as the new wing gets completed, that will be a bonus to us. There's been a lot of measurable work you can't really see through the snow here in terms of our outdoor congregating space that you can see up here, but this just gives you a visual of where things are at and where things are going. And so as always, just hope for good weather and continue to be able to progress in the way that we would like to see prior to summer of 2023, as we have a lot of people that are excited to come to Camp Foster, and we're excited to have these new amenities to continue to support them. And so with that, as always, I just want to say thank you for all the support that you've given our organization through these initiatives, these projects. And as we finish up the video, I'd just like to ask you consideration to continue to support these efforts. And if you have folks that you feel would have interest in learning more about these projects, what we're looking to do for Camp Foster, the YMCA, the Okoboji's as a whole, I would love to be able to visit with you, answer any questions that you have. And again, personally, thank you for all the support that you've given us to make these things possible for the future of the organization. And so with that, let's say thank you again. Wishing you all well. I hope you're staying warm. And as I mentioned earlier, just hoping for positive weather to continue to allow things to move forward the way that we would like them to. Thank you, everyone.